What's shaking, IBL fans? MagicActivatr here, and we are back today with someone who's kind of new here, but for those of you guys who maybe followed the last season of the IBL, particularly the live draft, he might not be such a new face to you, because he did actually host the IBL live draft last season. But we've got none other than DekuFlame, coach of the Torrance Victinis.
Yo guys, what's cracking?
So you decided to step in as a coach this season, not doing the host thing, but actually being a coach, which is exciting.
Yep. Since it's going to be in the summer this time, I actually can. So.
Right. All right. So I got a few questions for you. We're gonna go through these, and then after those, I've actually got some lightning round questions that we're gonna pop off really fast for you. Are you good? You ready for this?
That sounds like a plan.
All right. Let's do this. All right. So first up, how were you first introduced to Pokemon?
So it's a little bit of a story. Now I'll keep it kind of short for sake of time. But my cousin actually, Bill Pertenko, he plays Smash with me. He had Pokemon originally, right? And we didn't have a whole lot of money. I didn't even have a DS or like anything really. So I was like, oh, Pokemon must just be some lame game people play, right? I didn't know. I didn't actually had played it before. And we actually moved to California. And I had some friends there who played Pokemon on the playground. Like we all pretended to be Pokemon. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give this Pokemon thing a shot. And I had played my cousin's silver version a couple times. And I was like, oh, it might be okay, but I can't let people know that because I don't know if I actually like it yet, right? And so I got Pokemon Ruby version. And I picked Mudkip and named him Tsunami. Because I thought it was because I just found out that Tsunami started with a T, so I felt like I was like super smart naming him something like that. And then I went and played Pokemon on the playground every day with my friends, and from that point on, I was a Pokemon guy.
The rest is history, as they say.
Yeah.
Nice. So some people might not actually know this, but before the previous season of the IBL, the first official season, we actually had a kind of an unofficial season one that kind of fell apart and whatnot, as well as a preseason tournament for all of that. And you were actually a part of that. So I was wondering if you could kind of tell everybody about your draft league experience.
Well, in the so-called secret season 0, that's all I've really done with draft leagues, right? I've kind of like I've watched other stuff, watched other leagues like GBA, all that kind of stuff, watched them do their drafts and stuff like that. Pretty much every time I've been like at the end of the list, which is kind of stressful because like, you know, like, oh, I'm going to make sure I get this Pokemon everybody else picks. And you're like, I hope it's still there.
It's more of the waiting game than anything else.
Yeah. And, but yeah, most of my experience is from watching other people do it a little bit, not even really that much. And then like the little like pseudo seasons we had before everything got really official and hit off. So really, like I'm going in with like the very base knowledge of how everything works, you know?
Sure.
And then, and not only that, but like I've been like, I haven't been super active in Gen 7 competitive play, so, like as of yet. So this is going to be very like, it's either going to work out really well or really bad. So we're going to have to see exactly how it works.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, you are a coach of the Torrance Victinis. So I was wondering actually kind of where you came up with that name for your team, what inspired it, that kind of thing.
Okay. So it's two parts, right? You got Torrance and you got Victinis. And Torrance is actually it's where I lived when I first got Pokemon Ruby and got into Pokemon and all that stuff, right?
Okay,
it's
nice.
It's a suburb of Los Angeles.
Right.
And Victini is the victory Pokemon, right? If Victini's with you, you're gonna win.
I mean, you know what? You're right. I can't argue with that logic. It hasn't been proven wrong to me yet, so.
And so the way I look at it is, if I'm gonna do something competitively, I'm gonna do my best that I can do to be able to win. And what place am I gonna rep other than like the most of a home I've ever had? Like for 3 years, my record living anywhere. But so we're gonna go with Torrance, where I started Pokemon. It's like my home. I'm gonna get Victini because we're about to win this one way or another.
All right, that sounds perfect, man. I love it. So with that being said, I know you mentioned a little bit earlier about playing competitive Smash and stuff like that. And so I was wondering, I know that they're kind of two different categories altogether of competitive play, but I was wondering if you think that any of your experience from competitive Smash is gonna maybe help you in this league in any way. You know, is the attitude, any of that stuff, gonna kind of roll over?
Well, sort of. The things that would roll over from Smash, from playing competitive Smash, would generally be just the standard competitive mindset, working through things, not giving up when things look hard, that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
And so normally I would just say yeah, but all of those things I previously learned from playing sports like football, and I played pretty much every other sport as well, but football mainly. And so while I'd like to say yeah, Smash will help me because of this, but it's really most of the stuff that'll carry over is the stuff that I already carried over from playing football and basketball and soccer and all that.
Okay, so the things that you learned and applied to Smash from just life experiences, playing sports, things like that, you're also going to be applying to this league. So
exactly.
Cool. All right, and so I think you might have already kind of gave a little hint this to what you might be thinking about this one, but do you have any motto or philosophy that you're going to have as your mindset going into this season?
Okay, so I just got I only had Pokemon Sun before, right? And I got Pokemon Moon just recently. I was playing through, and actually the Kahuna of Akala Island, Olivia, said something that like I just like thought of, and I was like, man, that's kind of deep, right? And it was diamonds only sparkle after coal is pushed to its absolute limit, right?
Oh,
I've been watching like a lot of DBZ, and I've been like training really hard trying to get Smash and stuff like that. And like the way I think about it is, right, if like you can have all the potential in the world, you can draft the best team possible, but if you don't put everything you have into it and do your very best at every moment you can, then you'll probably lose. You won't be able to get to that epitome, that diamond state where you shine above everybody else, right? And so for me, that's the mindset I'm going into it. Not necessarily like of course I'm going to try to win. The goal is to like beat everybody, right?
Sure.
But the major goal, the thing that I'm working towards working with and towards the most, is to do the very best I can with what I have, right? Have my team work the hardest with my assistant coach. We make sure that we plan everything out beforehand and just take stuff as it comes and do our very best. Because if you do your best, you got no regrets.
Yo, I like that. It actually reminds me of one of my favorite quotes from the Pokemon games, and I was just recently playing Soul Silver, and Karen in the Elite Four says something that kind of reminded me of the same thing, where she always said, I would rather win, something along the lines, I'm going to misquote this terribly, but something along the lines of, I'd rather win using the Pokemon that I like rather than the Pokemon that are the strongest, kind of having that same mindset of using what you have and what you enjoy and just using it to the best of its potential. So I like that. So let's shift phases here a little bit and get into some little lightning rounds. The way this is going to work is I'm going to give you two choices, and I want you to just pick the one that you feel applies the best to you. All right? All right. So up first, we've got offense or defense?
Offense.
All right. Single battles or double battles?
Single battle.
All right. Mega evolution or Z moves?
Z move.
Trade evolutions or stone evolutions?
Stone evolutions. Any day.
And last but certainly not least, Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon?
Man, I gotta go with the Pokemon Sun.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Deku, for taking the time to join me here for this interview. Definitely, guys, go and check out Deku. His link will be in the description and all that. And don't forget that the IBL live draft is going to be May 27th, starting at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So grab yourself a coffee or something and join us for that. It's going to be a good time. Yo, I'm excited to see what you're going to draft this season, and best of luck to you. Any last words you want to say before we get out of here?
I just want to give a shout out to my assistant coach this year, Jelly Gentile. He's helped me make an actual plan this time a little bit, so hopefully the draft is going to go really well.
Hope it's a little bit more solid than his last strategy of rolling a dice for every every.
Well, that's only if you sniped the first 7 picks.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you so much again for joining me. Like I said, go check out Deku. His link's in the description. Drop him a sub, all that good stuff. But we're going to make like an abra and get out of here. So we will catch you guys later.
Peace.